The emergence of AIDS epidemics in several Asian countries in the recent years has been characterized by an increased prevalence of new HIV infections, particularly among men who have sex with men, or MSMs, and transgender women. They represent a subgroup of individuals that are often described as difficult to reach, at-risk populations. In Indonesia, Malaysia, Philippines, and Timor-Leste, many MSMs and transgenders remain vulnerable to HIV infections due to low level of knowledge, low condom use, and having multiple sexual partners. A community-driven response was needed to effectively address this concern. The ISEAN-Hivos program is a multi-country non-CCM grant supported by the Global Fund. The program named Strengthening Community Systems to Reduce Vulnerability to and Impact of HIV Infection on MSM and TG in Insular Southeast Asia aims to reduce the vulnerability and risks of MSM and TGs to HIV infection through initiatives that provide capacity building and support to local MSM and TG communities. Since the ISEAN-Hivos program officially started in October of 2011, it has completed many activities that help to strengthen MSM and TG community systems. These activities help provide an enabling environment for them to effectively address HIV-related concerns in their local contexts. The principal recipient for the ISEAN-Hivos program is Hivos, partnering with the ISEAN, or the Islands of Southeast Asia Network. NGO subrecipients in 4 countries implement its local activities. These are GWLINA in Indonesia, the PT Foundation in Malaysia, and the PNGOC in the Philippines, with TLF shares SSR. A PMU satellite office was also established in Timor-Leste. The program also partners with UNDP and Satu Dunia for its regional-level initiatives. The ISEAN-Hivos program has completed several activities and accomplishments in its first year of implementation. By its third quarter, all its contractual condition precedents and special terms and conditions were fulfilled. Highlights of the ISEAN-Hivos program Year 1 implementation include the following. SR's assessment were completed, and SR contracts were signed in Quarter 1. The Program Management Unit or PMU was established at the Hivos Regional Office in Southeast Asia in Jakarta during this period. Completed activities in the first quarter include inception meetings, ME and financial management trainings in Kuala Lumpur. A program management training was also held in Yogyakarta, Indonesia. In January 2011, UNDP was formally engaged. The ISEAN-Hivos program was officially launched in Manila, Philippines, with trainings on program management also conducted. Local finance evaluators were engaged to support the program. Other Quarter 2 activities include the submission of its first quarterly report to the Global Fund and the launch of the first ISEAN-Hivos program newsletter. Several meetings with stakeholders were also conducted in Indonesia, Philippines, Malaysia, and Timor-Leste. Quarter 3 witnessed the establishment of the ISEAN Secretariat Office in Jakarta. The ISEAN-Hivos team also conducted a workshop for CBOs in Bali to develop its modules on leadership, advocacy, and organizational management. Several MSM and TG CBOs were assisted in developing their organizational documents and strategic plans. Operational researches including a mapping of MSM and TG communities in Timor-Leste were also done. In Quarter 4, the ISEAN-Hivos program embarked on initiatives towards further improving its monitoring and evaluation systems. Work was started in developing the website of the program. This which will provide the platform to reach out to MSM and TG communities through behavior change communications online initiatives. An ISEAN-Hivos program booth was also set up during the International AIDS Conference in Washington, D.C., where IHP staff research papers were also presented. Work also continued in this quarter to develop mechanisms to create sustainable networks for local MSM and TG CBOs in the 4 countries. In July 2012, the ISEAN-Hivos team received its second management letter from the Global Fund, advising of an overall A1 performance for the previous quarters of implementation. The work of the ISEAN-Hivos team will continue in the coming months, focusing on conducting trainings for outreach workers and peer educators, the establishment of M&E country core teams, and the opening of the IHP satellite office in Timor-Leste. As the ISEAN-Hivos program proceeds with its activities for Year 2, it is also aware of the challenge of preparing for the Phase 2 application of the program. This shall be done in close collaboration with CCMs, country partners, as well as local MSM and TG communities. To continue the initiatives started during its first year of implementation, the ISEAN-Hivos program looks forward to implementing strategic activities targeting MSM and TG populations in Indonesia, Malaysia, the Philippines, and Timor-Leste. It is envisioned that through the continued work of the ISEAN-Hivos program with the local communities, the hidden and difficult-to-reach MSM and TG populations can be better equipped with the knowledge, skills, and interventions that will lessen their vulnerabilities to, and the impact of HIV/AIDS in their lives.